Good evening and welcome to the July 21st meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And good evening and welcome to those that are in attendance and that are zooming in or whatever the case may be. We have no public hearing and any announcements from the board before we get started here. I'll defer the additions or deletions to the agenda. First appointment we have is Christine Torno, Deputy Town Clerk, to swear in the most recently elected candidates for Selectmen. That would be Dana Brown and Dwayne Woodsome for 3-year terms and Dave Chauvette for 2-year terms. So, where you want these guys?
They can stay wherever they are.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Probably they need to stand though, right?
They do need to stand, yes. And I'll just come in the front if that's okay.
That's fine. Okay.
I'll just do it this way, and then I'll just move right around. How's that sound? Okay. You ready? You're going to repeat after me. Yes, raise your right hand. I, Dwayne Woodsome.
I, Dwayne Woodsome.
Do swear.
Do swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
I will support the Constitution.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And of this state.
And of this state.
So long as I shall.
So long as I shall.
Continue a citizen thereof.
Continue a citizen thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Dwayne Woodsome.
I, Dwayne Woodsome.
Do swear.
Do swear.
That I will discharge.
I will discharge.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
The duties incumbent on me.
Duties incumbent on me.
As a selectman.
As a selectman.
According to the Constitution.
According to the Constitution.
And the laws of the state.
And the laws of the state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You guys are going to have to quote it from memory.
Thank you for doing me first.
What he said.
You know what he said.
Raise your right hand, please. I,
David Chauvette,
do swear.
do swear
That I will support the Constitution.
that I will support the Constitution
Of the United States.
of the United States
And of this state.
and of this state,
So long as I.
so long as I
Shall continue.
shall continue
A citizen thereof.
a citizen thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I,
I,
David Chauvette,
David Chauvette,
do swear.
do swear
I will discharge.
I will discharge
To the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities
The duties incumbent on me.
the duties incumbent on me
As a selectman.
as a selectman
According to the Constitution.
according to the
And
Constitution
the laws of the state.
and the laws of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
One more. Ready?
Yep.
I, Dana Brown,
Dana Brown,
do swear
do swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so long as I shall
so long as I shall
continue a citizen thereof,
be a citizen thereof,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Dana Brown,
I, Dana Brown,
do swear
do swear
that I will discharge
that I will discharge
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
the duties incumbent on me
the duties incumbent on me
as a selectman
as a selectman
according to the Constitution
according to the
and
Constitution
the laws of the state,
and the laws of the state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Before I leave this spot, I have a couple of packets for the newbies, as I'll put it. On the top of the packet, I'm going to give you one just a minute. It has a freedom of access training that's required. And there's some information in here about it that has to be done within 120 days of your sworn in, so you can read through that. There's a couple of other policies in there that has to be read and signed.
Okay,
Okay? So that's that.
thank you.
I have extra, if any of you have not taken it, I believe you probably all have, but I do have extra copies of that training certification that you have to take for the state. If it doesn't ring a bell, I can pass those out if someone hasn't
Did you
taken
do
it.
that the last time?
I've done it a couple times. I don't know if it was the last time.
But I do have some copies if we need
So
them.
is it incumbent upon an incumbent like Dwayne to redo that, or does that flow through from the last time?
I think it would flow through from the last time. There was nothing that says they need to redo it during,
Yep.
if they've been reelected. But I do have some, and underneath I did find, I just got an email from MMA that has a Zoom meeting that you can actually take that on, so it might be a little bit easier to, instead of trying to read it, so. That's all I have for that. So I'm just gonna go out the way, this is my coach.
You can't run away.
I know, I can run away.
Do we want to talk about the election while you're here?
Yes, we can.
If everybody's agreeable, we'll just move item 9A, which is new business, discuss the results of the election up, so Christina can finish her business and she can leave us.
So,
Go ahead.
oh, podium, wants to see that. I thought I'd be too close to poor Laura. The election went smoothly during the day. As you all know, the traffic pattern was good. I liked the layout really well with all the booths separated. All the ballot clerks and all the helpers did a great job. They all came and they wore their gears that we got most of them. We had some of the stuff the state had sent us, but Matt gave us a whole bunch of face shields too, so they did a really good job with that. Nobody complained about it. They were comfortable in it, and they worked hard. We did have a little glitch that night with our machines. As you all know, that's why we didn't get any answers until the next day. The absentee ballot stick that we had run over the weekend wouldn't read the results for absentee ballots. So the next day we came in and we reprocessed them after zeroing out the stick from that day with some help from ES&S where we get our stuff from so we could get results that day. You know, things happen sometimes. Hopefully we get it cleaned up for the next election coming up. But
Doing that saved the hand counting that would have taken all of Wednesday.
at least all of Wednesday, if not Tuesday, because it would have been town hand counting. So, I mean, the next day, Thursday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So
is there a way to check that once you...
I think we had a problem the election before with that machine. So the serviceman did come out and he changed the whole head on the bottom of that machine the day before the election. I think what happened, and I can't quote this, with the stick, see, we had already run the absentee ballots like we had posted that Saturday and that Sunday. I think what happened when he changed that head, some kind of coding, they told me wasn't going to work. And he never said a thing. He knew we had already run them, but, you know, I don't know why that happened, but it just would not read that stick at all. So they said it's because he changed that head. So hopefully in November, we'll just have the presidential election and nothing else.
Wishful thinking, I think.
You know, it was a challenging election because of all the ballots and because of all the boxes. I mean, checkout went well considering that they had to put their ballots in one machine and then the school ballot in another box and then the other one and then the other machine. But we got through it and hopefully it'll get better in November.
Did you get a response from the school on going to a printed ballot next year?
All the towns have to agree to it. That's the
Okay,
thing.
the biggest
The
thing
law
is-
states that all the ballots have to be processed and be the same. So that would
Maybe
be...
the other 5 towns would like to chip in for the counting.
Oh, I agree. I don't, you know, we had a lot of counting. That didn't get finished till the next morning either, because when you get to, you know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're trying to tally school ballots, they had 3 questions on them. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to put in lots of 50s, and when you've got, you know, that many ballots, over 1,000 ballots,
The thing of it is,
it's a
people,
lot.
the ballots didn't, I mean, the voting booth didn't open till 7, But you girls was up probably 3:30, so that you could get what you needed to get done at home, and then get here and get everything opened up and ready to go. And,
Yeah, we meet here at 5:30.
yeah,
So that
the
way-
hours that you put in are very thankful, but
Well, thank you.
people don't understand the hours involved and all.
Long
this.
day.
Yeah,
They're long days, but you know, you get
you
through it.
do what you gotta do,
You
but
do.
you're tired when you get done.
So we should make a formal request to the school board to move away from hand counting ballots.
It would be more accurate. It would be just quicker, more accurate, better for checkout people, I think, too. Put it right in the machine, and I think they feel better about it.
It's your two smaller towns that end up better.
So the four largest ones are gonna pay a penalty?
Yeah,
Well,
and not only that, but they ain't paying their fair share to start with.
Either that, or we get permission from Dwayne Woodsome and the lawyers of the world in the state to be different than the others that hand count. I mean, our count is more accurate than anybody who hand counts. That's proven.
we should fire off an official request. I know that you sent one to the superintendent and the business manager and whatnot, but
So, in conclusion of all that, there was actually, we issued in the front office in the weeks prior to the election, 1,033 absentee ballots. We issued out, they didn't all come back, but that's a lot of absentee ballots, and we've never had that amount. The girls out here were busy, because you know, it was just absentee, absentee, absentee. So there is a few things that, you know, Gary and I will probably discuss if they allow us to do it next time too. I think I would like to really discuss, they allowed us to do it this time, I'm not sure if they will next time, is put a box for, it has to be a secure box out front that you can drop your ballots in on the way back. I didn't do it this time because we didn't really have the proper type of box. But they say in November we can put that box out front if we can get a secure one and have it bolted in there somehow.
We will.
We will,
So
for November.
I would think that one of them older mailboxes would be secure.
Well, it has to be secured somehow
On the
to the
ground,
base, and
yeah.
it also has to have certain keys that only a couple
Yeah.
people can have, and there's a lot of,
so how many people turned in absentee ballots at the election?
at the election. I just finished that today, so at the election, I believe there was probably 140 that came back.
So you had 6 something that you ran Sunday,
Yep, 644,
and then another 100 and some odd,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 70% of what was requested came back,
yes.
right?
Yeah, and I assume that November, probably more than 70% will come back. I bet you all the absentee ballots will come back, because it's a presidential election, and you're gonna get almost all of them. If they don't come back, it'll be by mistake, or they'll get stuck in the mail somewhere and they don't realize they haven't voted. And I'm not gonna call them and tell them, trust me. So
There's no doubt that what you did last week is gonna be the same setup for November.
I would think
Right?
so.
There's nothing's gonna change.
I would think so, except for we're gonna have more of an influx between absentee and people. Because, you know, it was 4,010, the last presidential, that actually voted, including the absentees. So, you know,
So was there a change to the state law that allowed us to issue absentees right up to the election?
yes,
So is
only for
that,
the COVID, yes.
is that gonna be in effect in
I hope
November?
not, but I don't know. I'm hoping they'll, you know, I don't know, I really, that's really hard.
So that only stands for as long as her emergency order. is.
Yes.
The governor's emergency
That's
order.
right, yep, yep. So that should be over now for that election, so who knows what the next one will bring, but, yes. The only thing, you know, I get that people want their absentee ballots, but we start issuing them 30 days prior to, if not sooner, as soon as we have them. That Thursday before, when we could shut them off from giving them out to everybody, is so much easier, because then we can get some other stuff done. We're still getting them back, they're still bringing them in, but if we don't have to sit and issue them, it's a process, because you have to log where they're going, what time, and who's got what all the time. And if you can stop that process of logging out, at least you can take in easily what you got coming in, and it's going to be huge. So, but if not, if she makes us do it that way, then we'll go that way.
Okay.
So, but overall, it was good. Everybody worked hard. I appreciate all my helpers and workers and pickup people, and they do a good job. I had quite a few new ones. I moved them around a little bit more. This time, all the ballot clerks gave them a little bit of break from one spot to another, and they like that. They like me when I move them from the machines to the tables and back and forth. So, yeah.
You had quite a bunch that stayed all day.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And for the folks that are listening, where is November's election, Christine?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Massapequa East, I believe. Yeah.
Same place.
Same
Yes.
place. Set up probably the same way.
Same layout, right?
Same layout, yeah. And that went well. So,
We'll have the discussion, since we hope we don't have any local questions. We'll have 2 independent machines. So each machine can take any and all ballots, which will double the speed of people getting out of the polling place.
yeah.
And she and I will beat up each other as to whether or not we try and rent another machine or not.
I don't think, as long as we don't have anything local, that we'll have that issue. Because I think you're only going to have 1 or 2 ballots probably from the state, given whether if they have some questions, and then they'll have the presidential and whatever. The machines will go quick enough, I think, and then we'll have so many absentees that.
So seeing as how they're going to have ranked choice voting in November for the presidential,
Yes.
at least until the lawyers sort out what happened last week, all of that would still be the one machine, right?
That's right. If they put ranked choice in, we cannot piggyback. We can't put our town ballots in that, so.
Right.
That's how it goes.
So the real wild card here is a local referendum.
Yeah, we don't need one. I'm just saying. We just
Just
had an
saying.
election. We just had an election. Please no. Anyways, election was good. We're done. Nancy and I are finishing up. We have a lot of after stuff to do for the state. We have to process a bunch of stuff after, and we'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks before we start the November election. So.
It only took them, a week to get the ranked choice out of District 2.
Yeah.
Ranked choice, well,
Yeah. You see the machine they have though?
yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had that one.
I would like to publicly thank them, because I have my role in this, which is more secondary, but the way they work together, the amount of work they do, the preparation they do, we've been working on this for weeks and weeks and weeks to make it right. It really pays off when you have people like Nancy and Christine doing that, so
Thank you.
I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
100% agree with that. Dwayne had started that conversation, and there's a lot of work that's done behind the scenes. And with everything that's going on with this pandemic, you guys did an outstanding job organizing everything, and thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I was very impressed. I stood outside for 4 or 5 hours. I was very impressed with, you was watching 10 or 12 go in, and 10 or 12 was coming out. It was a steady flow all day. I was there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd come back around 3, and it was going so neatly that.
I was surprised that it was that steady.
And
really, with as many absentee ballots that we had processed, I really didn't think we'd have as many voters, which is great. But I was surprised because of COVID that we had so many. But that's
And it
good.
took 10 to 15 minutes to vote correctly and read what was there, so.
It was a lot.
Yeah, and if there's no referendum, you're going to cut this down by, we're going to vote for people, right?
Yeah.
So,
Quick.
Up to 3 ballots maximum this fall.
I would think so, depending on what the state has. But yes, I would think so, unless they have some bonds or something. Sometimes they throw some stuff in there, or if they have a petition that's been out there waiting to get on there, which I believe they might have. So yeah, yeah.
good.
I'm off the hook.
I got one question, because I haven't got an answer on it yet, and I can't access my town email in this, because I haven't got it set up. I used to go to my other accounts and I could pop in and read it, but can't do that anymore. the memory stick
Yes.
for the machine,
Yes.
is that proprietary for that company, or can any memory stick be used?
It comes from, no, not any memory stick, it comes from them, from ES&S, where I order my ballots from.
Okay, so
And-
it's proprietary.
Yes, yeah.
Will they let you duplicate it, though? That's the real question, because the software is proprietary, but the stick is just a stick.
The stick is a stick, but I get them from them, I'm not sure.
Can you ask that from them?
Yeah,
Because
I
if
can
they'll let
ask
us
them.
copy them, I can make some copies for you.
I can ask
Yeah,
them.
because we need to, I think we need to have some extras of those on hand specifically to make copies, so we don't run into the same situation as we did.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I can ask them.
Spare.
Yeah, and again, I'd have to check and see, the state supplies their sticks. We have some, the state supplies their sticks, and this, I had to rent 2 sticks to run ours because it's 2 different machines, so, and we did early absentees, so, but I can ask them if you can copy them without any legal issues.
It may well be password protected, and that's read when you plug it in, so we might not be able to anyway, but it's a question.
Yeah, I'll ask them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Anything else for Christine? All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Great job. Okay, in accordance with our charter, this is the first Board of Selectmen's meeting since the election, so we will elect the new chair and vice chair this evening, so I would open the floor to nominations for chairman. And I'll speak at once.
I'll make a nomination that you remain as chair of this board.
Okay. Second that. Any other nominations? Okay, so we have one nomination
I'll make a
for,
motion that nominations cease for the chair.
okay. Is there a second to nomination cease?
Second that.
Okay. All in favor of nomination cease? 5-0. All right, so there's one name up for election, which is myself. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Nominations are now open for vice chair. I'll make a motion to nominate Gordon as vice chair, if he's willing to do that.
I'm willing.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. Any other nominations? I'll jump at once here. I would move that we cease nominations, if I can get a second to that.
Second.
All those in favor of ceasing nominations? All those in favor of Gordon as vice chair? 5-0. Done. We will move on. Thank you, folks. Public comments. Anybody that's not on the agenda that would wish to speak? If not, we will move on to correspondence. We have the treasurer's reports. Those are available for anyone to see. We probably will run a little remedial session on how to read the treasurer's reports for the new folks,
I would appreciate that.
because it is different than running a P&L.
Sure.
So we'll set something up, and in fact, we'll talk a little bit about, discuss goal setting and communications workshop here in a minute, and maybe we can add some of that stuff to the content of that meeting. In motor vehicle reports, every month, motor vehicle agent issues a report out on how many vehicles were registered, how many trucks, et cetera, more importantly, how much money came in excise tax. But those are available for anybody to see. Let's go into Selectmen's reports. My guess is that here's how 40% of the board is new. There probably won't be any reports, but Wayne, anything?
I've got a couple.
hollering and screaming at the house on the phone, but one of them is, when we left here the last meeting, the water district was looking again at this well out here, and I've had quite a bunch of comments that that whole area or in and around Lakeside was a federal disaster fuel thing, and that well should not even be on the looking program of tapping water out of that well because of the hazard that goes with that piece of property.
Well, we'll have a workshop relative to all of that stuff, but that's,
The other one, I've got 3 calls on in the last, since Saturday. 2 of them was on the phone, the other one was a text message, but boat trailers up here to Ospey Lake. One lady was very upset. Said she went to the dump. Sheriff followed her to the dump or down to East Waterboro and drove right by the trailers when it says no parking.
Oh, on 5?
Yes. And I went down through with a load of hay on Sunday afternoon, and I had to stop because the boat trailers and trucks are out in the road. So
on Route 5.
On Route 5. They're packed on the right-hand side of Route 5 coming down from North Waterboro to Waterboro Center. And I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Most of them are off the gravel or off the white line, but over the weekend they weren't. And she was more concerned that why isn't the sheriff's department or our town sheriffs taking care of these problems. I got a question of whether the town owns them signs or the state owns those signs, and who is there to enforce it. I believe the sheriff's department probably can enforce it because they're working for the town of Waterboro and their
Hours can.
hours.
If there are some.
You're right.
Yeah.
Was it unknown parking ordinance?
I think it was, but I'm not sure, and I couldn't tell her, so I told her I would investigate it and get back to her, but one of them I didn't call back because it was a very nasty, and I figured we'd let it calm down and I'd find out who owned the signs and who was going to enforce it before I even talked to the lady.
And on that subject, since people at home are watching, I think we can offer the town hall on the weekends, people to
park there.
shovel vehicles up here. We can fit a lot of trailers and trucks up here at town hall. Okay. People are welcome to do that.
And I also believe that there is a boat dock at the campgrounds that was designed, went through the planning board for that type of, so they could dock there and go to the local businesses, and they could be picked up there rather than having to get a ride back to the.
Yeah, they could just walk down from the town office to that dock.
Yeah. And I do believe that was designed for that.
I'm going to get a hold of them to see if they identify it at all. I've never seen it.
Well, there's one dock out there that goes right straight out, and I've seen 2 or 3 boats come in, and you'll notice they stop and leave, and so.
Okay. So we need to corral that, I think.
David's got a question.
Can I add to that problem? When the Bassmasters are having their tournaments, those guys are parking in the single car parking spaces.
Yeah.
And I don't know who to call, or I don't know who has the authority to talk to them. They just don't care.
Well, I guess probably a couple signs up there, cars only, or a single vehicle.
It is up there, Dwayne.
It is?
And it doesn't matter, there'll be as many as 20 of them parked in there when they're having a tournament.
Yeah.
And they're usually there before the sun comes
I was
up.
gonna say, they're there by 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
so.
But it makes it hard for people to want to go to the beach.
Absolutely, and that side of the beach is Waterboro residents only,
Yep.
so.
The good thing about that is the wreck is run 24 hours a day, so
Pardon?
I said the good thing about that is wreckers operate 24 hours a day. So
Well,
it could be a mass.
do I have the authority to do that?
There is a Bass Nation, Maine Bass Nation, and a Bass thing, that they have a website, so I'm guessing that we probably can prod that and find out who the contact is. I don't know when their tournaments are, but
Well, that's the thing, I don't know either.
The,
I could go up there tomorrow morning at 6:30 and the place would be packed.
Yeah.
And they'd be out there.
and that was my comment a month ago, that, you know, the guy that's in there trying to park and take care of the boats, when he's only there at 6, when I come down through at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, the lot's half full, so.
I've seen many a times you go by there and the boats, like, so the boat trucks and trailers right out in the road.
so let's do a little research and find out who's.
The trouble with calling a wrecker or something like that, we probably only got one vehicle in town that can haul that. Because you're gonna have to put the truck up on the ramp truck and be able to haul the boat trailer to it, so.
Well, maybe we need to get somebody that will write tickets out and put a ticket on their windshield that's legal to take them to court for doing it. I don't know, that's why I'm mentioning that.
Yeah,
It's nothing that I feel that I have the authority to do, but, and I don't know as I should call the sheriff's department or the game wardens or,
well, I think the first step is to, there's a book in your office on the ordinance, and I think we do have a parking ordinance on that. And we're gonna have to pull it out.
I think that is part of the park.
Yeah. But I wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure if the state put those signs up or if the town did it. And if the town did it, then we had to go through the state in order to do it, so.
and the other side of the coin is, are these people from Waterboro or from Lebanon or, you know,
All of the above, I
yeah.
think is probably the appropriate answer.
You put a few signs down that say, what the parking regulation is, and put violators will be towed, and that might stop, some of it.
They'll just take them.
It might.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that, maybe we need to put a big sign on the boat launch that says parking is available at the town office, right?
I think we have announced that for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, but if
The
nobody's,
trouble is-
if nobody's reading it while they're launching a boat,
No, that's
and then
true.
all of a sudden they go, well, where am I gonna park? Well, I'm gonna drive up on Route 5.
If they're up here from Lowell or over from Lebanon,
Well, if they were,
they don't know that we broadcast.
if they were from Massachusetts, they'd be self-quarantining, so.
Yeah. I'm living right across from the campground, so I see them all over there huddled in there.
Anything else, Dwayne?
That's all I got, was those 2 items, and told them I'd bring it
Dave,
up.
anything you wanna bring up?
No, sir, not at this time.
Gordon, anything?
I don't dare now.
Dana?
No, sir.
All right, we'll move on. Town administrators report
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
on your yellow sheet of paper.
Yeah, yellow, or a few people have a white one. A lot going on since the election. Let's talk about Town Hall first. Since mid-June, it has worked very well to have the outside doors here unlocked rather. We're trying to keep the line outside, and citizens have been very good. Overwhelming majority of people that come in here have masks on. We haven't had any situations with that. Saw 2 people today without, but I think that was it. I just want to reiterate thanks to Sharon Reed, who changed the work schedule. She's on 4-day work week. She's now working Monday through Thursday so that we have at least 3 people in the front lobby for all 5 days of the week, which is a great help on Mondays. Both David and Josh are here. I'll just mention very quickly some drainage projects on Lord's Lane and Pheasant Run. We haven't been able to have catch basins delivered from the manufacturer. That's really the hold up there. We were told they were going to be here a couple of weeks ago. But we are starting to dig and prepare on one of those sites. I believe it's the Lord's Lane one. A dozen catch basins or more around town were cleaned out last week by a contractor's vacuum truck. Some crosswalk and intersection painting going on in July. And Josh can talk about the waste oil shed at the transfer station. So if Josh or David want to offer any comments in support of mine, go right ahead.
Who else makes catch basins?
Who helps?
Who else?
There are a number of other,
All right, so go somewhere else. Tell Janess, thank you very much, but you can't deliver. Go buy them somewhere else.
we'll have to make sure they make what we want as well. They don't
Okay.
all make the same product, but I will.
Well, he's holding us hostage right now.
Well, no, and this is my opinion, we're being held hostage by the homeowner that's had this problem since he had the house built. And now it's a huge problem.
But that's all water over the dam, so to speak. We made a commitment to go do this.
Yep,
You made an order to the supplier to get a catch basin, right?
yep.
Sounds to me like all they're doing is jerking you around. So
Well, they're very busy.
I'd go buy somewhere else. But that's another discussion.
Josh, anything from you?
Yeah, the new waste oil building is all completed, it's operational. We had its maiden voyage this past weekend. It works great, plenty of room. The building itself is really, really nice. I think a few of you came down and saw it. Gary came down, took a look at it yesterday. Now that that's completed, I've been trying to get back into communication with a few people on getting some newer quotes on spray foaming the Quonset hut. See if we can get that done before fall. That's pretty much it. Been real busy.
Good.
So for end of the year things, since we didn't meet, as of June 30th, our expense budget is 96% expended, and the non-property tax revenue, 99% collected. Well over 95% collected for property taxes as of July 16th, and I spoke to Sharon yesterday. She processed probably at least $100,000, if not more, since then. So we're looking good on the collection for property taxes to date. Please remember, especially for the new folks here, we pay our June 2020 bills through the end of July. So you see a couple different aspects of that. Our new fiscal year has started. Julie's about to put the new budget in there now that the voters have approved the new budget, and she's working on that. The excise tax revenue was projected to be $1.5 million for this past year. We collected $33,000 more than that projection, which is very good. Revenue sharing was projected to be $450,000, and we collected $573 based on the 2019 strength of the economy. And just as a reminder, revenue sharing comes from 5% of the total sales and other statewide taxes, and it's portioned out to individual towns on a fairly complicated formula. We all see what's being happen to the economy right now, or the tourist industry. So I'm only estimating $350,000 for next year for revenue sharing, which is a total guess as it is every year. But we could take a real serious hit in terms of that. And Shirley and I are going to be working starting tomorrow, and certainly by August 11th, we should have you 3 options for the mill rate to be set, and I'm thinking that you'll be prepared to be able to set that mill rate at August 11th. If you want another meeting, then you can have the second meeting in August to do that. As Dennis mentioned,
Don't you think that we need to hold off just a tad on that?
we can.
Till the school, find out where this school board is gonna end up and where the state and the federal government's gonna end up and what's gonna be thrown back in our laps.
You've got time, which means you can
Yeah.
take that second meeting in August, and we need about a 2-week swing to get these to the printer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can always have another meeting in early September if you want, or late August.
This school budget's gonna be, we don't have a clue where that's gonna
Well,
end up.
you know, we happen to have a representative here tonight, but if the legislature doesn't get back together,
Yeah,
right, who's going to determine, the legislature has to vote on a change to the appropriations for schools,
Yep.
right? If they don't do that, I don't know, all we're doing is digging a deeper hole, right, at the state level, but
and the federal government tonight, when I went home, I put the TV on and they're doing the same thing, so there's a bill in there now that they're pounding today on school funding.
Your concern is not that they would spend less, but they would spend more to get ready.
Right.
they're not going to spend less.
Some people are
We
asking
saw
me
that,
that.
we saw
Some
that
people-
last year.
Some people are asking me for a refund because the school won't be spending their money, so.
Okay. They don't quite understand how that works.
Yeah. In 2018-19, we had a good workman's comp year. We got a refund check recently of over $3,700 from Maine Municipal. Moving on to the ladder truck, the order and the specs have been completed by the chief and senior officers. We have an E1 brand fleet. We're committed to staying with that fleet. We have, the ladder truck is being accepted in as-is condition sometime this coming winter. And Matt did that, I guess, to eliminate the possibility of having to have the truck tested and certified if it was going to be used for another municipality. He seems to think that this vendor is going to turn it into tin cans, because we already know that it was, I think the quote was $187,000 to get it back functional and working in a decent mode. They did, instead of giving us any money for the truck in terms of trade-in, they gave us about 5 or 6 different items totaling over $15,000 worth of equipment at no charge. It is $1 million price tag, and remember, the selectmen were intending to use $200,000 from rescue billing, so the loan amount would be $800,000. On the gravel parcel and land swap, North Waterboro to Bennett Hill Road, I met with Doug Fogio Jr. last week, and I've got a document that he wants in terms of proof of insurance to go on his property. We're going to start what's called a Phase 1 assessment, probably using brownfields money, which would mean no charge to the town. Through Southern Maine Planning and Development Commission, they do a tremendous number of these grants throughout central and southern Maine. And if we need anything else beyond that Phase 1, we can have the gravel deposit sample tested, and we'll do that to verify that it's usable gravel without pollution. And for David and Dana, just in terms of transparency, you get people that ask you questions about finance. Every week, we have a payroll warrant. This one here is $43,000. Sometimes it's more, not a whole lot more. Every week we pay bills for the most part. This one here was $101,000. We pay $750,000 a month to the school department, the RSU. So when we have that, the obviously accounts payable bill is a lot larger. Don't be afraid to tell anybody that if they ever want to know what we spent on somebody, this is all public information, and we can print out a report. This right here I would show to any member of the public to see who we paid what and what it was for. And I want you to know that, because there's still a lot of people, especially in the social media world, that think we're hiding things. And in the damn way we can hide something with the way our finances are organized here. They're all public and accessible. So don't hesitate to send anybody to me if they have any financial questions, please.
Absolutely.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Any questions, comments? All right, we'll run right through this agenda. 9A we've dealt with. 9B Legislative Policy Committee discussion and vote. Thought we already approved this.
You threw my name into nomination.
Okay.
You've got a document in your yellow folder there that actually records a vote of this board, yes or no, to either myself being the member, or if you want to vote for a write-in candidate for that.
So that's the MMA ballot.
That's correct.
All right, so, I don't know how many weeks ago we endorsed you, right? To go on to the
Put my name in
right?
nomination. This is the actual ballot. Yeah.
So I would, I guess, call for a vote to support Gary's nomination to the, which we've already done. but
Election.
We now have to vote on the ballot, which is, must be in here.
Yes. And to David and Dana, did you happen to see the memo on the Legislative Policy Committee?
I did.
Real quickly, there are 35 Senate districts in the state, Dana. There's 2 people from each of those Senate districts. So there's a 70-member committee that meets in Augusta from September, October to the end of the session, whenever that is, Lord willing. And they comment on municipal-related bills. So I go up there for a day. We'll review from 30 to 75 bills once a month. Comment on that from the municipality, and those comments go to the legislature. Dwayne sees on the floor in his hearings. So that's being a member of this committee is what I would do, from 4 to 7 or 8 meetings per session.
So the ballot is the official ballot from the MMA, so in Sanford, for whatever reason, appoints one legislative policy committee member. Used to be, well, years ago when I was on it, it was myself and Ruth Ham. But anyway, so somehow Sanford is now cornered a permanent position on that thing. But anyway, so the other open position in the Senate district, we've nominated Gary for, I think that's the only nomination, right?
That's the only one they sent us, yeah.
This would be a vote to vote for Gary on the Maine Municipal Association Legislative Policy Committee as a Legislative Policy Committee member. So, someone would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion. I'll make that motion as you read it,
Okay,
so that I don't have to reiterate it.
I have a second? Anybody?
I'll second that.
Second, Dana. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. So
0, thank you.
we will run that up the poll and have everybody sign it. Discussion when to resume interviews for committee volunteers. Can we do them with Zoom or
Do them right in here.
do them in here, right?
Just can't have the public.
So we got a number of folks that we kind of have put off, right, interviewing for, and we do them in executive session because we're actually bringing somebody into the, to represent the community. So we do an executive session where just us, Gary, and the candidate are here. We put them off for this whole COVID thing.
How many of these members, or how many of these applicants are actually on something for a committee at this point?
Well, yeah, and we typically do only those that we don't know, right? So you've got a handful,
With a new
right?
board, you may have some that nobody, I mean, some of the board may not know. But,
Right. So as we go through appointments, I guess we would offer that to certainly the 2 new board members. If you don't recognize somebody and you'd want to meet them, we can always bring them in. If the whole board doesn't really know or have involvement with somebody, we typically would bring them in. But, so I would say,
I forgot to do that, but we can take that up later.
I would say, if somebody wants to come in, we would bring them in, right?
Well, Michael Provencher applied to be on the planning board long before he decided to run for selectman.
Okay.
So he has spoken to myself, and I'm not sure how much he's communicated with Laura, but he made it very obvious that he would like to be appointed to the planning board. There is a vacancy now. So he's not the only one, but I guess he would be one of the first ones that he's ready to be brought in. And
This one for the Saco River.
Saco River Corridor Commission
Yep.
is another. We don't have anybody on that now. Any others, Laura, that float right to the top?
I can go get the folder, that's all, I can,
Um,
that stands out too.
Well, we're really just talking about
Have
the
we
decision.
got
on-
somebody that's willing to sit on that Saco River corridor?
No.
I don't know that they're meeting very often, but I
Unfortunately,
haven't heard much.
they still have a lot of power.
Yeah, they're too much power.
The director would like to come and have a workshop with you folks, so when you feel like doing that, she's eager to come here. We had that planned, gosh, a year and a half ago. and
Well, for a number of years,
Something fell through.
Sean Shoemaker was our representative, right?
It's been off for a while.
And for a while, wasn't there a planning board member was repped
Yeah.
up there for a while, right? So maybe that's some other alternative is that we could go to the planning board and see if there's someone there that would like to be the rep.
Well, is the
I don't
board
think
okay
that's a
with-
conflict, that's not a conflict, is it?
I don't know.
If they're on the corridor commission and they're on the planning board as well,
More of a code enforcement potential conflict than planning board, really.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sean was planning board and
Oh, he was on the zoning board of appeals.
Sean was on the
that's
zoning
right.
board,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
never on the planning board.
I mean, is the board okay with us bringing in one or two over the next several meetings? And
I think we probably could.
if people are comfortable in their own health and coming in, I mean, I think we can do that, as long as the public's not here. And that's the other thing, when the public starts coming, you could think about having meetings on a different night than Tuesday. That way we could have the front lobby with the TV and very good speakers that we have, and we could put a lot of people in the front lobby. That could be how we handle a public hearing, which cannot be done in here. And
Well,
I
you could
think
do schedule public hearings for any night other than
Yep.
when the lobby's open.
Yep.
Okay. So I would think, as long as everybody's comfortable, we'll start to do that if,
I would say 2 or 3 before each meeting.
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, can you get here at 5:30 or?
Yeah, I can be here at 5:30.
5:30, 5:45, usually it's a 15-minute discussion. It's more to meet everybody, but,
I'll do my best.
so let's, I would say, start with, let's do one a meeting,
Okay.
okay?
Let's get the planning board taken care of,
Yeah.
I would say first, but
And there's no other interest in the planning board? We've not seen any of them?
I didn't think there were any other.
Do you want me to go get the folder?
It's up to
No,
Jen.
it's okay.
Okay.
No, we don't have to answer that question tonight.
We'll get that stuff together and
Yeah.
set it on a schedule. We can
Okay.
communicate that to them.
if there is, I mean, if there's somebody else, we might want to interview them both at the same
Yep.
evening, but we're gonna push our meeting back to quarter
Yeah,
after 6.
right. Yeah, even if we have to, I mean, we've done 6 o'clock for a number of years. If that's a problem, we certainly can move the start time of our meetings as well, so. All right, so let's at least tee that up. We don't need a vote on that. but-
Okay.
Possible goal setting and communications workshop on the back of Gary's.
Yeah, on page 2 of the yellow handout, I just threw down some ideas for suggestions.
And I think in the note that you sent out, you had our current set of goals, right?
I had sent those to you, yeah, or
Yeah.
they were in your packets, maybe, I'm not
All
sure.
right. So that's part of the packet. So I guess more than anything else, we probably need to do it sooner than later, and there's probably some other things that we gotta at least discuss at those, like, to bring you two up to speed on a number of things. So I would say that we probably should have a workshop scheduled sooner than later, right?
Yep.
So this month,
August 4, you got 3 weeks from the next
yeah,
one.
this month we shuffled the dates, right? because of the election.
Right.
So we've got, next Tuesday night is an off week, the following Tuesday night is an off week, and then the 11th is the next time that we meet, so we can set something for either next week or the week after and do it for, we can start at the same time at 6 and go for, schedule it for an hour and a half or whatnot, and really it's kind of, will be a little bit freewheeling because I think, there's probably a lot of questions that you got. Sure. And we can maybe answer a lot of those things in a workshop.
Is that on the gold session or the communications or both?
Well, I think both. I think we can settle a lot of that stuff in the same night.
And I'll double check. I had a prior commitment on Tuesday night, but I think it's the last Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
So,
Well, if the 4th works, we can always do it the 4th.
right.
That's the day after Labor Day, so why don't we?
No, you're a month
I'm
early.
sorry.
You're in August.
God, I'm in August.
Well, the 4th, yeah, the 4th.
You know what I was looking at? Because, well, it's red on that.
4th will work for you?
So are you picking 28 now or August 4th?
4th.
August 4th.
August 4th.
Okay.
For the workshop?
Oh, it's a civic holiday in Canada.
There you go.
The 3rd.
And my suggestion in here, and I talked a great deal with some of the staff and with Dave Lowe about communication, this second bullet here in the digital newsletter. I think that this could be something that an outside person, maybe sharing that over, who knows, if Laura in the Recreation Department is not that busy, maybe she could do it. But I think this can be something that we can email to anyone, mail out snail mail to people that want it, and also have it as a cut and paste for the reporter or any other media outlet to actually grab stories in it and use it at our blessing. I never intended for something like this to take the place of, a reporter or any other media around us. I just think we should do it so that it could be used.
And I think you'll find, Laura, you sent that email to everybody from Kerry?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll find in your email when you get to read that, there's an email from Kerry DeAngelis from the Reporter.
And Dave Lowe was talking about making a template that could easily be populated by code enforcement, fire department, you name it. Let's bring in everybody periodically to have little dribs and drabs about town hall. Do it every week, that becomes a job. Twice a month, or monthly maybe.
I would say every 2 months, even if you're gonna put a newspaper or a 2 or 3 page thing in the mail.
Well, my suggestion is still you go talk to Tammy Wells or somebody like that. See if there's.
That'd be great if she's looking for work, yeah.
But, yeah, E-Jane said that she would help anybody get started. She's got a full-time job at this point, that's why we haven't heard a lot from her, but she could help you or help anybody on the format of it.
Yep.
I was more than willing to.
Good. Okay. And I don't think I need to take a ride with Dave Chauvette or Dana Brown around town. You guys have lived here longer than I've been working here, but if there are finance things or process things or questions you have and you want to sit down and talk about those, just let me know.
Sure.
Probably some things that would be helpful to do that one-on-one.
Yeah, and feel free to contact David if you want to see something that's going on with.
You probably get more out of Dave Lowe than me.
No, Dave.
Oh, Benton.
Been around town on a farm tractor in the last week, and them four-wheelers are staving a devil out of your shoulders, just pounding the shoulder, and you can see what's going on. They're riding one wheel in the ditch and the other one on the hot top, and that wasn't the design of that.
No, they're supposed to be in the street, in the pavement.
It doesn't matter, Gordon. It doesn't matter.
They're riding
From the Clark Bridge Road, Route 5, Townhouse Road, Deeran's Ridge, Weber Road, Chadman's Ridge, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's a holdover. If you go down 202, like if you're going down to the town line, sometimes you think you're in a dust storm. I mean, it'll just be,
But when you're doing 15 miles an hour and you can look down and see everything, you're not looking out a window, it's amazing how much more you can see.
All right,
Dennis, I forgot to do this.
well, you can quickly do it if you want.
Me to do
I
it.
think you've got it almost wrapped up here.
In front of you,
you need the thing down.
no.
No,
In front of you, you've got a handout that says Friendship Park deed update. I got this today, so I threw this together because, just to give you an update. We're not ready to sign everything tonight, but Natalie feels that on August 11th, both this document here, which is a quitclaim deed to correct this inequity, and for Dave and Dana's benefit, let's have a little review here. Here's the power lines right here, and right now my pointer's on the ATV club, and right now it's on the snowmobile club. The baseball field is right there. Back in 2010, what was supposed to happen was this orange parcel was supposed to be transferred to the land trust. And through a deed mistake, instead, the Friendship Park piece was transferred. So we're about to reverse that. And this deed you have before you does two things. It reverses the transfer of this right here, and it actually adds the description, even though it doesn't have meets and bounds in it, to the land trust over there. Charlie Brown, who's a very experienced surveyor, said we've got a gore in here that's not 100% in terms of actual ownership, which is why if you go to page 5 in your packet here, it says parcel 2, you will see that it is just a text description. And like I said, no meets and bounds. And Natalie said, you should do this. You're conveying by quitclaim deed by definition your interest in it, whatever it is. And you don't need to call out that little gore saying you do or do not own it. You can just let this lie. The land trust is eager to undo this and have a corrected deed. And the other thing that's missing from this is a corrective deed for the conservation easements that are automatically put on the land trust property. So their attorney's going to be getting that to us. And since we have 3 weeks to the next meeting, she said there should be no problem into actually finalizing this completely. With this document you have in front of you and another one from the land trust attorney, signing it on August 11th and putting this behind us. So this is an FYI to David, Chauvette, and Dana's benefit. Everybody on the board here got one of these maps. If you want one, I'm happy to make some more for you.
yeah, if you look at that without the colors on it, was done by Sebago Techniques. Russell, was it?
The surveyor?
Yeah, Russell Johnson or
Brian Jones.
Brian Johnson. Anyway, and it's very clear what he's called out as the municipal property. So, and I recall this back in 1990. And I hate to admit that I remember back that far, but and there was a problem with the Kimballs who owned that property behind Friendship Park in
This one here?
their definition, so that you'll see that there's some call out of an old E.C. Jordan survey. But I think if you go back to 90 and in and around that thing, you'll find that there was probably some documentation that cleared up what the Kimballs owned. And I think there's a sister now, right, that's an owner or something.
I don't know.
Anyway, that's part of the problem that started here. Was there were two surveys that were somewhat in conflict with one another. One from E.C. Jordan, I don't know how far back that went, to 1975 or something. And then 1990 we had Sebago Techniques re-survey it. But anyway, there was an error when
76?
in 2010 when they put the deeds together. For some reason they called out the description of the land in Friendship Park, and that's what went to the land trust. It was never that intent, so. What's that?
He said 76.
Oh, 76.
About the time the ballpark was started.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes back to, probably.
Might have been planned even before that.
Yeah.
So the quick plan is twofold. You're reversing the error
Yeah.
and making it right on the second piece.
In one document.
Yeah,
In one document.
And
Sounds
it's a
clean.
little strange because the deed that got enacted back in 2010 speaks to the old E.C. Jordan survey, not the 1990 Sebago Technics term. So I don't know where that number came up with, but it's been somewhat convoluted.
And the whole,
A real simple swap from the town of Waterboro to the land trust is now, 10 years plus later finds out that it was all kind of.
Sounds like it can be corrected next month.
Huh?
Sounds like it can be corrected
Yeah.
next month and put to bed.
So,
yes.
we put it to bed. All right, old business. There was in your packet this declaration of civil emergency that we enacted March or April?
I think it was April
First meeting in April.
2nd or something.
April 2nd.
Yeah, the real question is whether or not we need to continue to keep this going, or we can take a vote to end it. It doesn't do any much. I mean, we did it, I guess, to support the efforts that were, I guess it was in line a bit with the governor's declared emergency, but then there was some issues relative to the fire department and EMS and whatnot being able to, I think it's just a piece of paper that hangs out there.
Well, is it something that we want to keep on the books for a while?
We don't have to
Well,
have,
until she opens up the so-called state.
whatever that may be.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think so, just for the possible funding aspect.
I was going to say, that was my thought, and
So let's just keep it on
Just
pending
hold it.
business or something like that.
Yep.
Right, because we'll, at some point in time, need to kill it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I think-
Remain in effect until
I
repealed.
think you bring up a good
by the
point, Dwayne, as long as there's a declared emergency in the state of Maine, we probably ought to keep it.
it's there, and if we need it, it's there.
All right, any objections or with that? If not, we'll move on to the other, which is discussed and vote to approve the minutes of the June 23rd meeting. So it was only,
Second.
so there were 4 of us here, but
Yeah.
3 of
only
us
3
now
ladies
left, so,
signed, yeah.
all those in favor of those in attendance, which was Gordon,
I was electronically attending.
you were electronically attending. Right.
For you, close it. Cemeteries. Are we gonna get them mowed this year, so that the trees aren't growing up and whatnot? I mean, we've got,
We're working on it.
okay,
Just
I
kind of
mean,
pressed on time.
I've heard many complaints throughout the town that some of the cemeteries haven't been mowed, and trees are starting to grow up. I mean, it's going to, the cemetery association or the cemetery committee has done a pretty good job getting these
Yep.
down. I hate to see them, but if we haven't got time to do it, maybe look at somebody else. I don't care. You know, we've got many landscapers around, and if they had a half a day or whatever, there's money there to mow these, so if we haven't got help, let's get it done.
Of the 150 plus we have, how many do you historically mow?
27.
Yikes.
And I did 5 yesterday. I mean, I can only do.
Yeah, I know that you've done it all in the past, but
Yeah.
the trouble is, you've got a full-time job at this point, and if we need to hire somebody, or we need to hire a contractor to do it, let's get it done before Labor Day, so that people that do go to these cemeteries, at this point, the grass ain't gonna grow a lot more, but we need to at least get over them once.
Okay.
Our cemetery committee, I think, is dwindling, and we need to look at that at the same time. but-
Yeah, you get, that goes in fits and starts,
Yeah.
right? You get a bunch of
Yeah.
people that really want to
We
go out.
had 10 or 12, 15 members, and now I think we're down to 4, so,
Once they get
yeah.
2 or 3 summers of a good dose
Yeah.
of poison ivy, they decide, maybe I can do something different.
I have someone that works for me down at the transfer station who's been helping me with the parks, and I know he'd be willing to do them, take them over. He's looking for the work, so if that's,
So you got the vote on the minutes, right? The 3 of us were up.
Yes, 302.
Yeah.
Vote, yes.
All right, and we're all set with your action list of what's gonna be done this week. Anything that you would like to put on next meeting's agenda? You don't have to do it now, you can call me before, the Friday before that agenda goes out, and we'll make sure that it gets on. But David, you had something?
As a water district representative, we still would like to discuss this well deal. Because what we don't understand is people are mentioning this contamination that they're worried about, but nobody's worried about Ospey Lake, Dwayne. I don't understand how anybody could say that. If you're worried about something happening with our well that we want to do, then nobody cares about Ospey Lake.
I believe that any of those camps are within that contamination that go back all the way to the girls' camp. That, in that
Is
circle.
there a defined?
I believe there is.
Well, what we need to do, we put off scheduling the workshop with the water district.
Yep.
I guess we're more than willing to do that anytime that you guys, now that you have a new board,
Yep.
right? So I guess if anything, when do you want to meet?
Whenever it's available.
Okay.
I will get those of us that can get here will be here.
August 18?
We have other options for wells, but none. There is not a well that compares to this well up here. None.
What makes this one so good?
700 gallons per minute constant. It's a dream well for any water district. And it's 100 feet deeper than the deepest point of Ospey Lake. It's just...
So let's leave that for the workshop
Okay,
discussion.
yep,
What is,
yep.
do we want to do it on a Tuesday night, the workshop, or? Because if that's the case, then we're probably looking at the 18th of August.
Can we do it another night?
I'd take a poll of the board. Any other evenings that you have available?
Thursday nights, I've been working nights, but other than that,
Wednesday night is when we have our water district meeting. If we could work it into a Wednesday night,
So when's your next water district meeting?
tomorrow night.
Well, we're not gonna get there for tomorrow night, but,
I understand that.
You meet every Wednesday or twice a
No,
month?
it's 2 Wednesday nights a month.
Yep.
so you're gonna meet again on the 5th?
Yes.
So, I
Yeah.
know we're having a workshop the night before that, but does anybody object
Well-
to having a workshop with the water district?
Would
On that
you rather
Wednesday
we
night?
try to come that night?
No, we got enough to do that night
Okay.
without getting tied up. We're gonna spend a while just talking about the water district, so.
Yep.
So you decided on August 5th?
So is,
We'd have to meet over there, because
yeah,
this
there's a
is,
planning board,
in theory, this is a planning board meeting.
Right.
planning board meets on the 5th, right?
I
They haven't
don't,
been meeting, right, here.
First and
yeah.
third.
Yeah, but they've been doing everything Zoom, right?
It depends on what comes up between now and then.
it's
But I mean,
stupid.
you're meeting Zoom, right, not here.
Yes.
We've been meeting Zoom.
And
There has
so-
been
So
discussion.
they're not gonna, you're not gonna change that until your next meeting anyway. You're still gonna have another Zoom meeting, so why don't we do it the 5th, and we'll do it in this room where we can spread out,
Okay?
because you're gonna bring 3,
Hopefully there'll be the 3 trustees, yeah,
and John,
and John, so it'll be 4 people.
4, and us is 5, is 9, and Gary, if you're here, 10,
Yeah, I'll sit out in the hall.
so that's 10.
And, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
To Dave Lowe, does that mess you up in terms of running the planning board meeting from your alcove over there?
No, I can run it from my office.
Okay,
He runs it from his office every week.
I'll sit back there.
Okay,
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
I think he runs it in between songs at his house.
Yeah, he's, and plus he's got his
6
SP
o'clock,
out there.
what time do you meet?
Pardon?
What time's the water district meet?
We will adjust that,
Okay.
So 6 o'clock here on the 5th,
okay?
right? So let's just make sure that everybody is, and we're gonna talk exclusively water district.
Do you have anything in the way of Sebago Technic's information, or anything else you want to
I believe
hand
that
out?
John Vicari has all of that.
No, I mean ahead of time. Get it to them the Friday before, so they can have something to look at.
Oh, for you to look at.
For the board to look
Yeah,
at.
Let me check and make sure of that,
So get that to me by noontime the Friday before.
okay?
And then
Would
we
it be
can-
beneficial to notify the camp owners that are within this envelope?
I think this is premature at best to notify any landowners. I think what we need to do is to have a discussion relative to, you know, the whys and the wheres and the how comes, right? And then I think, you know, they've got to, if in fact the town agrees that, you know, it makes sense to lease a section of the property to the water district, the property's got to, you know, the water district then's got to meet all the hurdles, like notifying neighbors and doing all of those things, right? That's on the water district, that's not the town.
When that happens, we'll need a gymnasium for a meeting.
Pardon?
We'll need a gymnasium for a meeting.
Right.
Well, there can't be that many camps in that envelope.
Oh, yes, sir.
There will be a lot of people here at a public hearing like that.
Be at least a 1,500-foot circle. So you're talking 3,000 feet around that well, minimum.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's gotta be. On a well,
I don't remember exactly, but we've got all that. We have all that in our books.
You were saying that the geology tells you how large that protection district has to be. So have you had that blue line of wellhead protection drawn by a geologist yet?
Yes,
Okay, that would be great to be able to show that.
the outfit that did the drilling and did
Okay.
all of those calculations, and we have that. It's old information.
This could be like 15, 18 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have any documentation on the last time that well was tested for any type of contaminant?
Just, it was tested when we did the test well. That was
But I
the
mean-
only time, because the door was closed. The selectmen closed the door on us immediately, and so we started looking elsewhere. We have another site, but
So
it's only
let's dig out
35
some
or
of
40
the
yards
old,
in there.
we need some of the old minutes of why the selectmen closed the door.
Okay. Get that, Laura?
Anything else? And again, Dana and Dave, if anything comes up that you think we should put on the agenda, let me know. You know, typically Friday by noon, we put out the agenda for next Tuesday night, so. but just send me an email or a request, and we'll, nothing more, we can discuss it and then decide whether it's gonna be on the agenda, so. All right. Other than that,
Make a motion to
there are
adjourn.
signatures that we'll need here, but I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I got a question for Dwayne before you leave. Yes.
Let's adjourn this. I got a motion. Second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right.